pain sharp and all-encompassing, jolts me awake with strobe-like suddenness. I struggle upward, through waves of seething nausea, unable to remember. Where am I? How long was I unconscious? The answers hit me like a brick. No, it can't be real. It can't be real!
Hey, Bug! Hey, Buggy!
This child's gigantic, but I put him at only 3 or 4 years old. How'd this happen? Why am I so small? Where'd he find me? Yikes, he's grown bored and is tossing me aside. I'm finished if I hit the floor from this height. Gotta use my spider strength. Must direct the angle of descent toward his bed. Oh, not the gentlest landing on record, but at least I made it. Now what? Mysterio, who was still in jail the last time I looked, once convinced me that I was only 6 inches high. That was only an elaborate illusion. This looks real. Gotta try to calm down and review the situation. Score 1 for the man with the webs. A screw-top jar may impress the local lightning bugs, but it's strictly no contest for a man with the proportionate strength of a spider, even one who's only a few inches tall. Everything looks like standard toddler issue, although I never had this many toys when I was growing up. I just hope this room isn't located somewhere in the suburbs, because I've got to find a way to reach Avengers Mansion or 4 Freedoms Plaza. Hank Pym or Reed Richards will surely know how to restore me to... Whoa. I may not be very politically correct or parentally savvy, but even I'd hesitate to give a 3-year-old a toy which shoots real flames. Looks like I didn't end up in Junior's jar by accident. Someone deliberately planted me here. Someone who obviously wants me dead. Yo, Smokey. I hate to get personal, but you really ought to switch to a bland diet. It's obvious you suffer from bad heartburn. Maybe a little webbing will help improve the air quality in here. Oops, my mistake. Guess I shouldn't have plugged up your only outlet for the release of pent-up frustration. Somersaulting backwards with all the grace of a lopsided elephant, I avoid most of the concussive blast. Most, but not all. I'm still trying to nudge my brain back online when my head suddenly renews its pounding. Trouble is, I'm too dazed to decide if it's another migraine or a warning from my spider sense. I must be more popular than I thought. Someone sure went to a lot of trouble, not to mention expense, for little old me. Spider sense reacting to an attack from behind. Wish they had toys like this when I was a kid. Whoops, I accidentally leaped right into the arms of some second-rate Mr. Fantastic. Gotta think, who do I know capable of masterminding an operation of this scope? Dr. Doom, the terrible Tinkerer, Alistair Smythe, and of course there's always...
Mysterio! Mysterio!
Something troubling you, Armada?
This isn't what we agreed? I used my robot pets to modify those toys for the express purpose of destroying the web swinger. But my darlings were never supposed to be at risk.
Patience. Even Spider-Man can't keep this pace up forever. His position is completely hopeless. It's only a matter of time.
But in the meanwhile, he's pulverizing my friends. We should have put a bullet in his head when we had the chance.
Perhaps, but such an unceremonious execution lacks true artistry. Annihilating an enemy isn't nearly as satisfying unless you first humiliate and humble him. I understand that capturing the web swinger involved a rooftop chase, but a pair of your little friends eventually did manage to subdue him before he recognized them. We both deserve a break after all our hard work. Armada, I suggest you just sit back and enjoy the show.
Enjoy it, Mysterio. Enjoy it? How am I supposed to do that while Spider-Man is murdering my friends? The only true friends I ever had.
All right, all right. If it will stop your incessant whining, I'll kick the festivities into overdrive.
Hoo boy. Who am I kidding? Though the odds are overwhelmingly against me and my situation needs drastic improvement before it could even be rated impossible. I've never felt so alive.
It isn't working, Mysterio. He's gone on a killing frenzy.
If someone can shrink me to this height, I know that I can eventually find a way to reverse the process.
Do something, Mysterio! Do something!
Aunt May once taught me that only a weakling quits when the going gets rough. We Parkers are much tougher than most people think, and hey, now there's a familiar-looking doohickey. I'm suddenly feeling a lot more confident about my chances for success. If my hunch is correct, a little provocative action on my part ought to bring this situation to a critical juncture.
Did you see that? He killed Lori. Poor sweet Lori.
Try to remain calm, Armada. It was only a mechanical device.
Only a mechanical device? She was my friend.
Looky who I just flushed out of hiding.
Stop this senseless slaughter. Enough!
Slaughter? That's a bit over the top, Armada, even for a head case like you. I may have smashed a few of your lil playmates, but that's nothing compared to what I've got planned for you.
You don't understand. No one does. My darlings are so much more than mere robots. They're distinct individuals with their own personalities and quirks.
Sure, and I'll bet they even send you cards on Father's Day.
What are you doing to me?
Simmer down, Spunky. We're going on a little joyride. Well, I'm sure you're the one who jury-rigged the toys. An illusion this detailed and deranged requires an individual with a really twisted imagination. I've got to give you credit, Mysterio. You almost had me fooled.
A master showman like myself usually lives for praise such as that web-swinger. But in this particular case, I really would have preferred to see you dead.
Oh, I'm sorry if I disappointed you.
Don't be. Though you have managed to survive and frustrate me yet again, I am confident that I will eventually defeat you. I only have to win once.
Uh-oh. He's diving into a cloud of his concealing mists. I'm not exactly sure how he projects this protective cover. All I know is that it gives him two very distinct advantages. His suit contains a built-in device which allows him to see through this mess. And these mists somehow manage to deaden my spider sense. Am I discouraged? No way, I'm a tricky little devil. With my spider-like speed and reflexes, I'll just weave a web of fists around him, swinging like mad, until I eventually make contact and oops. Feels like I knocked his fishbowl clean off his shoulders, and his head was still inside it. At least I thought it was his head. Hoo boy, talk about embarrassing. I don't know if the real Mysterio was ever truly here, or if he just substituted this life-size decoy while I was swatting air.
That lying cheating! He used me! He played me and my friends for fools.
Doesn't sound like much of a stretch to me. You know, Armada, you really should get out more. At least I had an excuse for mistaking his hyperactive action figure for the real deal. Got to hand it to old Mysterio, though. He usually keeps you guessing, and he's always good for a few laughs.